and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at XL Shiny, actually it's the Shundo Spinda, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of wild. Yeah, Shiny Shundo Spinda in the Open Great League. This is not really what I wanted to showcase today, as you might expect already. I wanted to showcase larvesta slash Volcarona today, but yeah, I've been outside for, I think, 6 hours now. I've been walking the entire time. I hatched over 60 eggs with like paid incubators. I didn't get a single one. Like, honestly, please don't pay for this event. Please don't get any extra whatever, like incubators or anything like this. Please don't do this. This event is a pure scam. Like, there is literally no reason for you to spend any money on this one. Please don't spend money on incubators. I usually do it just because I'm a content creator, of course, and this is something interesting to take a look at, but you're mostly going to see in the next upcoming days from other content creators some content for this Pokemon or whatever, but like, for me, there most likely won't be anything coming from me, because I am not going to be able to play for the next few days anymore, so like there won't be any reason or like anything where I can get those eggs or like the Pokemon itself, so it's very unlikely that I'm going to be able to showcase this Pokemon. Even though I would have loved to, this Pokemon will not be mine, as yeah, larvesta just didn't hatch out of over the 60 eggs. It's just wild, honestly. I actually don't know what Niantic really tries to achieve with that one, but yeah, please don't use extra incubators for this event. It is not worth it. Or if you do it, then use the 7km eggs. I hear that the 7km eggs are pretty decent, but you don't get the new Pokemon from, like, larvesta is not in the 7km eggs, which is kind of bad. So again, it is, I just don't really understand it. Like, honestly, that's going to be it from my part for the current event that's happening. Yeah, mostly I saw even like my eggs or whatever that I hatched today on the left side. I'm really sad that I couldn't bring in the content that I usually want to bring in, of course. I always try to get the new content out of the way as like one of the first, but it is just not possible. Like, I'm already done, I'm walking, whatever, like I don't really want to walk anymore today. And yeah, that's going to be it for this part. Now we can take a look at the interesting gameplay here of our player here with the Spinda. Spinda is an interesting Pokemon, having access to 3 very decent moves actually. Rock Tomb going to debuff the opponent's attack, Ice Wind going to be able to debuff the opponent's attack, as well as you're going to have the move Psycho Cut as a fast move, which is going to give you some very fast energy generation. So Spinda actually has a lot of potential here, and actually doesn't even have the bad, like, worse stats either, but it just doesn't have any stab move. The typing itself is kind of, normal typing is usually kind of fine, but you don't really have any benefit for this Pokemon itself. But here, I guess you can go into the Spinda. You're gonna get the shield already, that's nice. So you can now go ahead, maybe even shield up this charge move from the opponent. Okay, you're going to let this move go through. It doesn't really do that much damage as well, which is nice. You can go for the Icy Wind, and this is going to be able to do some decent damage here as well. That's going to be nice, as we're going to get out here the Seed Bomb again. You can get a little bit more extra energy here. The Icy Wind is coming through and going to knock out the opponent here. Or gonna get the final shield. The opponent shieldless, and they can go ahead and farm up extra, and you can swap out perfectly into the Registeel. Amazing play here by you, as this Ice Beam is going to knock you out, but it's fine, as you can go into your Nidoqueen now. And this game is over. Like, this game has been over for like already quite a long time, but the opponent here, I guess, just wants to still keep playing here, wants to get wrecked by a Spinda. I definitely do understand this one, but you can just go ahead and go for the Earth Power to knock out the opponent's Traveler. And you're also going to see some Nidoqueen action here. Nidoqueen was actually one of the Pokemon where I was like, maybe I kind of want to showcase this Pokemon again, but never really had the time for it. So yeah, sadly, not anything that I directly showcase for the Nidoqueen, but we still can see it a little bit. And I feel like this Pokemon is a little bit underrated right now. Like, a lot of people don't really expect this Pokemon to be good anymore, and still, of course, it's worse than before. Needing one more fast move is actually a big step there for another Poison Fang. It's really, really bad for this Pokemon, but still, it's way better than most people expect, as it didn't completely vanish from that either. Like, it's a very strong Pokemon still, as we're going to see here as well. You're going to be able to go for another Poison Fang here, going to get some damage onto the opponent, as you're going to swap out into your Spinda. Trying to catch a charge move here, going to be the Night Slash, as you can go ahead and go for the Icy Wind. The opponent might want to shield this move up to get some more damage onto you, but we will see this now. They're going to let this move go through, and we're going to see the Ninetales coming in. Do they know that you have Rock Tomb? Do you even get to the Rock Tomb? You get to the Rock Tomb. Super effective hit. It does do most likely around like half of their health. Yeah, exactly. Rock Tomb itself is not really the strongest move, while also Spinda doesn't really have the highest attack stat. It's not stab, so even though it's super effective, it doesn't really help too much. We're going to see that you're going to stay in with your Registeel. Gonna go for the Focus Blast immediately here, as you can just try to farm them all the way down, I guess, here. It's going to be a tough one, I guess. They're gonna go for one Psychic, it doesn't knock you out yet, you can go for another charge move. I guess it's going to be game over now, right? The opponent has Charm as a fast move, you can just swap out here immediately, and you can just go for one Poison. Oh, never mind, I thought you still had a Shield left. Okay, no. Never mind, that's going to be it for this game in a different way, as you're going to lose this one now. That was unfortunate. I thought you had a Shield left the entire time, so I guess that's my mistake there. We're going to see a Noctowl coming in. You can go ahead and go for the fast moves. You swapped out not fast enough here, sadly, which now at least allows you to get more energy here, but you don't even do this, and you're going to go straight into your Registeel right now. This is not really the ideal scenario for you, of course, as we're going to see the Shadow Ball coming through against you. You can go for one Focus Blast here. This is going to do some decent damage, going to knock them out after the fast move damage most likely, but nope, they're going to shield this move up anyway. Actually, I don't think a Focus Blast knocks them out from here. Like, you have to go for the Zapkin in order to knock them out. Focus Blast shouldn't knock them out, I feel like. I think it does around like 49% or something. But I guess now it might knock them out after the next one here. But you're going to shield this move up, actually. That's interesting. The opponent could snipe you here right now, because it's kind of obvious what you're going to go for. But it's still fine here. I don't actually... Does it knock them out? It does knock them out now at this point of time. But we're going to see the Medicham coming in here. You have a ton of energy, at least, onto your Nidoqueen. And you kind of most likely want to swap out eventually here to try to catch a charge move. Exactly, perfectly caught. Should be an Ice Punch only, and it's going to be only an Ice Punch, as we're going to see now that you can go ahead and go for the Icy Wind, knock out the opponent's Medicham, as they didn't know the counts for the Spinda. It doesn't even knock out the opponent's Medicham. That's embarrassing, Spinda, man. Come on, like, this a little bit more damage would have helped out quite a bit, but I don't think they have an Icy... I don't think they have an Ice Punch start yet. You will be able to get an Icy Wind off against the opponent here, which can be actually kind of beneficial or like crucial as well later on. As I don't know if this Earth Power is going to do too much damage here. Does it do enough damage to knock them out? It does not, but you can farm them all the way down. And this defense drop definitely helps you with farming them down here for sure. As this Focus Blast coming through here, you're going to be the one more fast move and you're going to be able to knock out the opponent here. Very good game. Next opponent, we're going to see a Shiftry in the lead. Shadow Shiftry, very cool Pokemon. Does not want to see the Nidoqueen here for sure. You can just farm them all the way down. You don't even have to shield another time. You can just get the full farm down here against them and get as much energy as possible. They go into a Toxapex. I have no idea why you would want to do this unless you have like some Charm or something in the back. But this is not looking good for the opponent here for sure, as you can go ahead and go for another charge move. They're going to let this move go through as well, as you're going to shield this move up, which basically, yeah, is most likely the better play, because it's definitely weak in the back, and it's going to be a Ninetales, and it's going to be very nice for you, as you can just stay in here. You force the opponent to throw still, and you're going to get them super low, and you're going to catch even the move on the Spinda, trying to farm down most likely now with the fast move of Psycho Cut. We will find out if this is possible. It is possible. It actually does more damage than I expected because of the debuff. And I guess you could have went for Icy Wind here already. Don't think Rock Tomb was necessary, but you will be able to knock them out no matter what. And this is going to be a very good game. Next game coming up here, we're going to see the Yox's defense in the lead, having access to the move Psycho Boost. Going to be a little bit tricky to deal with for the Nidoqueen here. We're going to see the charge coming through, Poison Fang coming through, and you're wanting to catch the move here onto your Registeel. It's going to be a Psycho Boost, and now the opponent is forced to swap out. They're swapping into an Umbreon. Do they run Gustode in the back? Did they see the video of me using Gustode as well? Who knows? We will find out shortly, as you're going to have here now the Umbreon having to face up against this Registeel. Going to go for the debuffing move first, which is the right play as the Registeel, as you're going to have to go for 2 charge moves anyway, and getting the debuff here helps you out to take those charge moves a little bit easier from the opponent. You can now go for one Focus Burst, and this should knock out the opponent, but they're going to shield this move up. This is fine. You can still take one charge move now because of the debuff. You don't have to shield this one either, but the opponent going to get to the next charge move in time. But you're going to see this swap into the Yoxes here, which is going to be an interesting one. Let's take a look at this one. Psycho Boost going to get shielded. They have still more energy than you might expect. They definitely have needing another Psycho Boost start already, and it's going to be a Steampita here, as you're going to have to shield up another charge move from the opponent, which is less than ideal, as we're going to be able to farm them all the way down. We actually see a Swidus in the back, so it's basically the same team that I was showcased earlier as well with the Gastrodon. That's kind of funny, as you can now see that you can farm them all the way down here and go for one more charge move. You can survive all the charge moves actually on your Spinda as well now, and we're going to see the Umbreon coming in. You have a move start, I think. He didn't have a move start. That's going to be awkward then. That was close, but not enough. And now, I guess you have to go straight for the Icy Wind here. This is really not good for you right now. Icy Wind is not going to one-shot them. I actually don't know. Maybe it is good still. Like, Foul Play going to do some decent damage, but not really that much. Spinda is going to the town here, going for another Icy Wind as well. As we see the charge move coming through, we're going to knock out the opponent. You have to take another charge move here. You had to a little bit overfarm it there, I think. Dark Pulse is not going to knock you out, but the fast moves afterwards will be enough to knock you out, so it's going to be a very good game. Next opponent, we're going to encounter the Sandslash and also a MEWeedle in the back. It's most likely going to be a Trevenant in the back then as well, because it's going to be a team that I showcased as well, which is a rank 1 in the world team. Don't know if this is actually the team, of course, we will find out shortly, but this so far, the lead and the say swap of this team are the same. We're going to see the charge move coming through, you're going to be the ICU and going to get the debuff onto the opponent, making those matchups a little bit easier. Still going to hurt here with a potential Psychic. It's going to be the Psychic, it's going to do around half of your own health, as you can go ahead and go for the farm down, I guess. Yeah, it's most likely going to be Trevenant in the back, I would say. We will find out shortly. It's going to be the Sandslash coming back, and yeah, it's going to be a Trevenant in the back. What a surprise! Someone that also most likely watches my videos, or just is on Twitter and saw the team there, because yeah, basically, yeah, I didn't even see them from anybody else featuring the team. So funny to see like those teams that you also see on my channel seem to be pretty decent, I guess, if people run them. But yeah, this is going to be definitely a loss for you here, because this team is just a little bit too strong. They're gonna go for the Seed Bomb though. That's kind of a funny bait there from the opponent. Totally unnecessary here. They're going to let the move go through. I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, like this. A lone Sandslash is going to go to town here. Can just farm you all the way down. There's literally nothing they risk here with doing a shield. Oh, they don't. Wow. What? They no-shield this one. Like, honestly, that was the last Pokemon, right? That was wild. We're going to see a Lantern against you, which has Surf, of course, going to two-shot you for sure, but you can go ahead and go for the potential Earth Power here, but you're going to go for the bait. The bait is coming through, we're going to get the shield, and you can swap out into your Registeel here. Seems like you're not really running any specific saves up there, but you just go for whatever you want to use right now, which is, I guess, okay. We're going to see the charge coming through, going to be the Thunderbolt, doing a lot of damage, putting them into Surf range now after this one. But you're going to go for one Focus Blast to get the final shield by the opponent, actually. That's going to be really weird, because, yes, you have 2 shields now advantage, but also, like, you have a Spinda in the back, so I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure if this is really helping you too much, because I don't know if Spinda really appreciates the shields like other Pokemon would do. So here we're going to see the Poison Fang coming through here. You should swap out immediately here and keep one charge move alive. This will allow you to put them hopefully into range for one Icy Wind. That would be amazing, at least for you. Sky Attack coming through, going to get shielded now. Your shield's down as well. Icy Wind is coming through here as well, going to do some decent damage. Putting them it should put them into farm down range here, I feel like. It should be the Psycho Cut down range here for this opponent, and it does. And so we're going to be able to see now another charge move coming through from the Spinda against. We're going to see a Ninetales. So we're going to have to go for the Rock Tomb, but you don't go for the Rock Tomb. You're going to go for the Icy Wind first, which is not ideal because you have to go for another charge move basically immediately. And you're going to go for the Earth Power here. That's an interesting play. Let's take a look at this one. It's going to nearly one-shot the opponent. You can farm them down in time, and we're going to see the Lantern coming through. You go for the Icy Wind. Why do you not go for the Rock Tomb? You had a Rock Tomb stored. But it's still going to be enough to knock out the opponent here, and this is going to be a very good game. Next opponent, final opponent for this video. It's going to be another Sandslash in the lead. It might be again the team that I showcased earlier. So it might be again a MEWeedle in the back and Trevenant in the back there. So we will find out shortly. As you're going to see the bait coming through here from yourself. It's a risky one, but of course you're going to get the shield here because the opponent doesn't want to basically they kind of want to align their Pokemon correctly. Let's see if it's going to be the same team as we already expected it would be. It is seemingly the same team, as we're going to see the perfect swap of the opponent onto the charge move here into the MEWeedle. As you can see now, the Zapcan still coming through here. Most likely going to get the debuff onto the opponent, which would help out quite a bit there in the matchup as well. But you don't get the debuff, it seems like, so that's kind of unfortunate. You're going to go ahead and go into your Spinda. You can take the charge move, I guess, but it's going to be a tough one to win. As a Psychic going to come through, that's going to be now another Ice Punch most likely coming through here against you. And you're already in the red health range there, deep red health. As now going to see the opponent coming in here with the... yeah, again, as expected, the Trevenant is coming in here. Something that was pretty clear from the beginning, as this is going to be like a team that I also showcased prior. It's always good to know what teams YouTuber are running right now, because like those kind of teams come up quite a bit often, and it helps you out to plan out your game. Of course, here it's going to be a little bit tricky because, yeah, like it's just in general a hard counter to this team, but in general should be helping you out quite a bit. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for staying in those battles. Very sad that I couldn't showcase Volcarona or the larvesta, so very sad, but it's going to be okay. We're going to see you then tomorrow for the Ultra League as well. Bye bye.